Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent and the most merciful. Assalamu alaikum students. Once again, welcome Pakistan International School Thai Virtual Learning System. Hope you all are fine and learning a lot from this system. This lecture is for grade second year boys and girls Pakistan studies, and you know that in previous lecture we have done chapter 4. Today we will first of all discuss exercise of chapter 4 and then chapter 5 we will start. Steps towards Islamization. First of all, we will discuss chapter 4. We have done steps towards an Islamic Republic of Pakistan, and the topics which are given in your syllabus we have done in detail: significance and impact of objective resolution 1949, Islamic provisions in the constitutional only 1973 constitution, steps toward Islamization since 1949, salient features World Human Rights Declaration 1948, Khutbah Hujjatul Wida, the Comprehensive Charter of Human Rights. Students, we have done these topics in detail. Chapter 4. Today, first of all, we will discuss the exercise of Chapter 4. Fill in the blanks. Only a Muslim could be dashed of Pakistan under the 1956 Constitution. President. Islam was declared to be the state religion under the 1973 Constitution of Pakistan. Republic of Pakistan was renamed as the Islamic Republic of Pakistan through an amendment under the Dash Constitution of Pakistan, that was 1962. Under the Dash Constitution, only a Muslim could be the President of Pakistan. 1973, the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam remitted the interest accruing on the debts run by his uncle Abbas bin Muttalib. Fill in the blanks. Now, MCQs under the Dash Amendment, the objective resolution was made a part of the text of 1973 Constitution. 8th, only a Muslim could be Dash of Pakistan under the 1962 Constitution. President. The Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, I absolved the price of the blood of my family member Rabia bin Haris Raziyallahu Ta'ala anha. The Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, I am leaving among you two things, the Holy Quran and my Sunnah. Now, true false, you will do student yourself, true false. Match the columns. Objective, the objective resolution, I told you it was passed in March 1949. The objective resolution, March 1949. The Lahore resolution, when it was passed, yes, March 1940. The non-Arab, the Arab, standard of superiority, Taqwa, God-fearing, the Magna Carta, 1215. When Magna Carta was passed in 1215. And what is Magna Carta? It is the greatest, it was the great charter, is one of the most important documents in history, as it established the principle that everyone is subject to the law, even the king, and guarantees the right of individual, the right to justice, and the right to a fair trial. And Magna Carta also we called it the Charter of Basic Rights or the Human Rights, and it was passed in UK. British government introduced this Magna Carta, and it was introduced in 1215. Define each question in 2 to 4 lines. You will write answer you will write proper answer, not only in 2 lines. Complete answer. Define Muslim according to 1973 Constitution. Page number 73, answer is given. Definition of a Muslim in the topic of Islamic provision of the 1973 Constitution. Give an account of the measures taken after 1977 for the Islamization of the financial matters. This answer is given on the page number 76, financial matters. What steps were taken for Islamization of judiciary and laws after 1977? Answer is given page number 75, judiciary and legal system. Compare and contrast Hijjatul Wida and the UN Declaration of Human Rights. Students, these two topics are included in your syllabus, UN Declaration of Human Rights and contrast Hijjatul Wida. So this question can be asked in your paper comparison. This is the last topic of this chapter. Page number 88, the last Hajj sermon and the United Nations Declaration of Human Rights, a comparative study. Then narrate the three important Islamic provision of 1956 Constitution. 1956 Constitution that is not included in your syllabus, but I will tell you where is the answer. Page number 71, you can write any three, and the question can be asked according to your syllabus like this. Narrate three important Islamic provision of 1973 Constitution. Define rights. Next question, define rights. Answer is given page number 79. Rights, the meaning of the rights. First, a very short paragraph, the meaning of rights. You will explain, define rights. Then narrate important points of objective resolution. Here just you will mention the important points of the objective resolution. And these points are given at the start of the chapter, page number 69. Sovereignty of Allah, democracy, Islamic conduct of state, promotions of Islamic way of life, safeguard of minority rights, independence of judiciary, safeguard of fundamental human rights. These are the basic or important points of objective resolution. Also describe its importance. This topic is included. Significance. This is the importance of objective resolution. According to your syllabus, 1973 Constitution is included. Hijjatul Wida, UN Declaration. These topics are included in your syllabus. I told you all the answers. Today we will start a new chapter, chapter 5. Chapter 5, the name of the chapter is Administrative Structure of Pakistan and Good Governance. This is the topic, this is the name of the chapter 5, and the topics which are included, these are federal government, various institutions and their functions, Islamic perspective of good governance, administration in the era of Hazrat Umar Raziyallahu Ta'ala anhu. These three topics are included in your syllabus, chapter 5. Today, the topic which we will discuss, administrative structure of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan. You know that it is based on 1973 Constitution. You know that this Constitution is in our country 1973 Constitution. So the administrative structure is based on this Constitution. Under this constitution, Pakistan has been declared a republic with Islam and its religion. You know that it is written in the constitution, the name of the country, that is Islamic Republic of Pakistan. And the constitution says that the Islamic Republic of Pakistan will be a federal state constituted of the area falling in 4 categories. It can be asked in short question. Also, I think this is your exercise question. The areas, I will tell you which is the exercise question. Yes, first question. Enlist the area of Islamic Republic of Pakistan as per constitutional division. This is also your exercise question. Now we will discuss this division, these 4 categories. Number 1, That is 4 provinces, the Punjab, KPK, Sindh and Balochistan. Number 2, federal capital Islamabad and areas joining 8. Number 3, federally administered tribal FATA and the northern areas. It can be asked in short question, what is FATA? FATA means federal administrated tribal areas and the northern areas. Number 4, tribal areas joining the KPK and Balochistan. There are 5 governments working in Pakistan. 5 governments working in Pakistan. 1 federal and 4 provincial governments. You know that Pakistan has 4 provinces, so 4 government in provinces and 1 main central federal government. Under the 1973 Constitution of Pakistan, division of power has been made on the basis of 2 lists. On the basis of 2 lists, first that is federal list, the central government, the main government. This list contains the subjects on which only the federal parliament can legislate, can make laws about, and can take decision about this. And important matters enumerated in this list are these are the armed forces, banking, currency, foreign exchange, nuclear energy, planning, citizenship, foreign affairs, and communication. These are the subjects which are under the federal government, and federal government are responsible for these subjects. Then a concurrent list. The next is the concurrent list. The subjects which are under these are national parliament and provisional assemblies have an equal jurisdiction regarding the subjects mentioned in this list. Following are the important matters enumerated in this list: health, education, criminal and civil laws, irrigation, newspapers, zakat, tourism, and archives. These are the matters or the subjects which are under the provisional government and national parliament. Also, this is your exercise question. Question number 2, enumerate the subjects enlisted in the federal list. Here just you will write the federal list. Then question number 3, enumerate the important subjects included in the concurrent list. Here you will write the concurrent list complete. Organs of the federal government and their functions. Federal government and their functions. Now we will discuss in detail 3 main organs of the government. These 3 main organs are the legislative, the executive, the federal judiciary. The legislative, the law forming body of the state. The executive, it means the executive is the branch of government that is responsible for the day-to-day management of the state. The federal judiciary, it means the system of law courts that administer justice and constitute the judicial branch of government. These are the 3 main organs of the government. Organs of the federal government: the legislative, the executive, the federal judiciary. Now one by one we will discuss in detail all these 3 organs of the government. Number 1, legislative. The legislative, what is legislative? It means the law making, the law forming body of the state. Federal legislative of Pakistan has been named what we called it is parliament. You know that in Pakistan is a parliamentarian type of government, and the legislative, the federal legislative of Pakistan has been named what we called it. What it is called parliament. Our parliament is bicameral. Bicameral mean it has 2 houses. If the government system is parliamentarian, of course it will be it has 2 houses. Bicameral parliament. And bicameral mean, this means our parliament has two houses, that is National Assembly, also we called lower house or National Assembly, and the second house which is called Senate or the upper house. Every piece of legislation, every piece of law that our parliament passes undergoes four stages before it is made a part of a statute book. Statute book means a written law passed by a legislative body. Now we will discuss one by one the four stages of the legislation in the parliament. First of all, the first step, now you will open your book page number 92. These four steps are given. We will discuss one by one. The first step, the draft of the desired law is prepared by the law expert, and this draft is called, we called it a bill. And private members can also prepare or draft bill to be the presented before the parliament. Parliament means National Assembly and Senate. So the second step, a draft is generally initiated. Mostly this legislation is started from the National Assembly, the lower house. Bill can be presented in any house, Senate or National Assembly, but mostly where it is initiated in National Assembly. And the National Assembly undertakes a debate. The member of the National Assembly, they discuss and they debate on the bill, which is carried out in different stages, in the different step. If the bill is passed by the National Assembly in its original form or also in amended form, some changing, after some change, or this bill can be passed as it is, or after some change, if it is passed, then it is sent to the upper house. This is the now third step or the third stage of the bill. A bill passed by the National Assembly, then again discussed and debated in the Senate or the upper house of the parliament, and after discussion the bill may be passed in original or amended form or rejected. Suppose if the bill is passed by the National Assembly and the Senate, the member of Senate, they don't accept this bill, they don't pass this bill, so the Senate also has the right to reject this bill. The last stage or the fourth stage of the bill or the draft, that is, if the bill is passed by the National Assembly, by the Senate, then it will be given a bill passed by the Parliament, National Assembly or Senate, then it is submitted for the approval of the president. After the approval of the president, the bill is published and it will be a law as law and make a part of the statute book. President has no real authority, no power, no right to reject the bill if it is passed by the both houses, by the parliament. All bill except the monetary bills can be initiated in either of the two houses, National Assembly or Senate. If a bill is initiated in Senate, then it will be sent to the National Assembly after the approval or the passed by the Senate. But as the matter of practice, most of the bill, I told you, it is started from the National Assembly. Now clear these four steps. First of all, it will be the prepared by the lawmaker or the law expert, this draft, and we call this draft a bill. The second step, it is our draft is generally initiated or it is started from where? From the National Assembly. I told you that it can be started in any house from National Assembly or Senate, but the mostly it is initiated from the National Assembly. After the approval or passed this bill from the National Assembly, then where it is submitted, it will be submitted in the Senate. After debate, the bill may be passed. Senate has the right to pass, to reject, to amend the bill. And then if the bill is passed from the both houses, then it will be submitted to the Prime Minister. Approval, final approval of the Prime Minister, President, final approval of the President, and the president has no right to reject this bill. What is the duty of the president? To sign and to approve that bill. Next, composition of the federal parliament. Composition of the federal parliament we have discussed at the start of the chapter. I told you this is the National Assembly and the Senate. First of all, we will discuss the National Assembly in detail. The National Assembly, the lower house of the parliament, and Here in your book, the members of the National Assembly is written 342, but now it has increased. But you will write according to your book 342 members. National Assembly, how many members? It can be asked in MCQs. Underline this line. How many members or consists of the National Assembly? These members are 342, and country is divided into constituencies. The voters, constituencies, a voter, a group of voters in specific areas demarcated on the basis of nearly equal number of voters in each constituency. Each constituency return one member to the National Assembly elected on the basis of universal adult franchise. In our country, this is the type of the election. How they elected their member direct vote, and many minority voters elect their representatives from among themselves. Also, the minority seats are reserved and they elect their representative members from themselves. Members of the provincial assemblies in all the four provinces elect women members to fill the seats reserved for women members allocated for each province. Any citizen of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan who has attained to the age of 25 is eligible for the membership of the National Assembly. Also underline this, it can be asked in MCQs. The eligible, the age limit for the National Assembly, the age for the member of the National Assembly, that is 25. And the presiding officer of the National Assembly is called Speaker, and Deputy Speaker is also elected. If the Speaker is not present or absence of the, then the Deputy Speaker will offer all the duties of the Speaker, and it is elected to perform duties in the absence of the Speaker. Prime Minister is the most powerful and the dignified office of the Republic. In our country, I told you, parliamentarian type of government, and in this type of government, Prime Minister has Prime Minister is the most powerful and the dignified office of the Republic, and he is the head of the government. He is the head of the administrative machinery and the chief executive, as well as the leaders of the majority party in the National Assembly. How the Prime Minister is elected? National Assembly, I told you, the members of National Assembly is elected by the direct vote, adult franchise, universal adult franchise, and after the members of a National Assembly, they elect the Prime Minister. And of course, who will be the Prime Minister? The majority party of the National Assembly, they will elect their own Prime Minister from their party, and majority party in the National Assembly. President cannot overrule or reject the advice tendered by the Prime Minister. President has no right if the approval, after the approval by the Prime Minister. The president, however, enjoys certain discretionary powers. National Assembly time limit or the tenure of the National Assembly, that is in our country 5 years. Underline, it can be asked in MCQs. The National Assembly is elected for dash years, 5 years. But the president has right or can dismiss the National Assembly on Prime Minister's advice during its term. In this case, the midterm election can be held or are to be held in 3 months, 90 days of the dissolution of the assembly. The National Assembly has wide-ranging power of legislation. We have discussed the legislation that the National Assembly has power or the right of the lawmaking. The National Assembly enjoys full control of the financial matter. Also, we discuss all the monetary matters or bill that is submitted first of all in National Assembly. The National Assembly, no tax in the country can be levied without the approval of the National Assembly. Each member of the cabinet heads an administrative division in the government. It is constitutionally binding the Prime Minister to select at least three-fourth of his ministers from the National Assembly. Prime Minister is elected by the members of the National Assembly from among themselves. In this way, the National Assembly exercises full control over the administration in the country. I told you, the member of the National Assembly, they will elect the Prime Minister, and of course, the Prime Minister will be from the majority party, and the National Assembly, they have the full control over the administration in the country. The second composition now of the federal parliament, that is the Senate. Senate, also we called it the upper house, and this house represent the province and not the people. National Assembly, I told you, the seats are divided according to the population in each province in National Assembly. In the Senate, sorry, in National Assembly, the seats are the seats are distributed or divided according to the population, and the Senate, the seats are, it represent the equal representation in each province, not the people. After the four provinces, large and small have equal seats in the Senate, but in National Assembly, it is according to population. Suppose Punjab population is if we compare to the other province, is larger, so Punjab has extra seats or the large seats in National Assembly, but the Senate, the four province, they have equal seats in the Senate, and large or small have equal representation in the Senate. Any registered voter at least 30 years of age, underline, is eligible to contest for a seat of the Senate. We discuss in National Assembly 25 years is eligible. In Senate, that is 30 years eligible to contest the seat for a seat of Senate allocated for his province of domicile. The Senate sessions are presided over by a chairman. He is assisted by the vice chairman. Both these officials are elected by the senators from among themselves. Senate is a permanent house and cannot be dissolved as a whole. National Assembly, I told you the time limit is 5 years, and after the 5 years, it is dissolved as a whole. But Senate, not as a whole. Each senator is elected for a term of 6 years. Half of the total number of senators retire every 3 years. No law in the Republic can be promulgated unless it has been passed by the Senate. We have discussed the legislative process in the country. First, it was discussed or the debate in National Assembly, then in the Senate. And for the legislation, the National Assembly and the Senate, they have equal rights, and no law can be promulgated in the country unless it is passed by the Senate. Senate powers of legislation are per as with the National Assembly, excepting monetary matters regarding with the National Assembly has a dominant role. Chairman of a Senate officiates as President of Pakistan in his absence. Next, executive, the Prime Minister. First of all, we will discuss the Prime Minister. Democratic system are classified into two major government from the forms on the basis of the division of powers between the organs of the government, parliamentary and presidential. These are the two type of the democratic system. First, parliamentarian, and second, the presidential type of government. And parliamentary system has been introduced or adopted in many countries like Pakistan, India, and the strong, if you want to observe the strong parliamentary system or the very old, that is in UK. But in UK we have, you know, that in our parliamentary system, president, and in that country they are having the king. The United States of the America is the most outstanding example of a country run under the presidential system, and the strong and the successful, if you want to observe the presidential system, that is in America. And in UK, the strong parliamentary system, and they are having their old tradition. In the president, there is a now queen or kingship they are having. In the parliamentary system, the legislative dominates nominate the executive. In Pakistan, the executive is formed by the legislature, the prime minister, who is the chief executive. I told you who elected the prime minister. Of course, the National Assembly, the majority party, and the prime minister is legally bound to select three-fourths, third-fourth of the member of his cabinet from the National Assembly. Every minister acts as the executive head of one or more of the government departments. Prime Minister is the chief executive. Office of the president, though more prestigious than the prime minister, but is less powerful in practice. In parliamentary system, prime minister has extra rights or extra power, but president, it is a symbol of pride, it is a symbol of prestige, but the rights, no direct rights, indirectly he's having, but direct no rights or no power. The National Assembly can force the prime minister and his cabinet to resign office by passing a no confidence vote against the government. Next is the president. The president, I told you, enjoy the protocol of being the highest office of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan. Constitutionally, his discretion is limited by the binding advice of the Prime Minister. The President is elected by the two houses. Prime Minister is elected by the National Assembly, and the President is elected by the National Assembly and the Senate. By the two houses mean National Assembly and Senate, and the four provisional assemblies. Four provisional assemblies, the assemblies of the four provinces in each provinces. The parliament can remove the president from office through impeachment if he is found guilty of serious misconduct of, or suffers from mental or physical disability. A Muslim who qualifies for the membership of National Assembly and has attained the age of 45 is eligible to contest election for the office of the president. The age limit for the president, that is 45 years. Underline, it can be asked in MCQs. The president can impose emergency in any province, and these are the duties or the authorities of the president. Impose emergency in any province, can dissolve the provisional assembly, authorize to appoint judges of the Supreme Court and the judges of the all four high courts. In addition, that the president also appoint the attorney general, for provisional governors, members of the council for Islamic ideology, the three army chiefs. He also appoints a number of other important functionaries of the government. President can, on the advice of prime minister, here again the advice of the prime minister, no direct right of the president, promulgate ordinance having the force of law. If the National Assembly is not in session, an ordinance can be passed or issued by the president to force of law for the period of 4 months within or after the lapse or the failure of 4 months of parliament, may abrogate any ordinance or pass it as a piece of law. After approval by the parliament, an ordinance has the same force as a law passed by the parliament through normal procedure. The president has the authority to hold referendum. Referendum is also a kind of, you can say, election or a vote on issue of the national importance. But here you have in referendum, no choice. The answer is given yes or no. Next, the third organ of the government, that is the federal judiciary. Okay, before starting the federal judiciary, I will tell you again the meaning of referendum. I told you a general vote by the electorate on a single political question, which has been referred to them for a direct decision, direct answer. Now, the last organ of the government, that is the federal judiciary, the third organ of the government. A Supreme Court had been established at the federal level under the 1973 Constitution. All persons and institutions operating within the state of Pakistan fall within the jurisdiction, legal decisions of the Supreme Court. Supreme Court is composed of the one Chief Justice and a number of judges. It can be asked how many Chief Justice? One. And the number of judges, the Chief Justice is appointed by the President. Rest of judges are also appointed by the President, but with the consultation of the Chief Justice. Judges of the Supreme Court have full security of the services. Only Supreme Judicial Council can make recommendation about the removal of the judges or judge on the basis of serious disability. Order 2 of the removal is passed by the President, but he cannot remove a judge on his own without the recommendation of the Supreme Judicial Council. Okay, students, our topic is finished, and the topic which we discussed today, administrative structure of Pakistan in detail. Hope you understand today's lecture. Revise this topic at home. Thank you, student. Have a nice day.